Hey guys, welcome to a Faith Talk. I'm Andrea from Embrace Movement. So I wanted to share with you guys a part of my personal story that's kind of led up until these last couple months. So 2 years ago, I really felt like God was telling me to, do something new and to start something new. And the reason why I felt that way is because all my times of prayer, I was thanking God for my life to having so much time. I was so prepared. I had so much time in the Word. I had so much time for ministry, so much time with my husband. And I started thinking, maybe I have too much time. And I started thinking maybe I should use my creativity and these skills that God has given me for something else. And so I started really seeking Him in prayer. I'm like, okay, God, where am I going? Am I just going to enjoy for the rest of my life just having a lot of spare time so I can spend a lot of quiet time with you and spend a lot of time with people who are growing in their faith? Is that what I'm meant to do with my life? And honestly, I had always felt like yes. And I had been doing that for many years. So I was content. And then I started going, wait, God, am I too content? And so if you know anything about my story, I have been a CrossFit Games athlete. I have been competing in things my whole life. I was a swimmer and a runner. I was a hurdler in college, and I also played volleyball for most of my life. And so by the time I got to college and I was running track and field, I was very, very obsessed with training and getting faster and lifting heavier and just pushing my body to the limit. And then when I started growing in my faith after college, it was kind of amazing because I got to slow down and kind of grasp, all right, so I have my athletic career, which was the CrossFit Games and being a competitor, being a sponsored athlete that would fly all over the world to teach seminars and compete. And then I also had this faith that I was really trying to learn more about and grow from. Years later, I started actually really loving the part that meant my life could slow down and I could spend more time with God. I could learn more about God. I could listen to podcasts and read the Bible. All these things that I had never really done before, but my friend taught me how. My friend simply taught me how to pray out loud and read the Bible. Not that complicated, but for me, it really changed my world. But then when I got into the Word and I saw things about athletes and self-discipline and motivation, I was like, wow, this is awesome. I'm really tapping into, who I've always been as an athlete. And so I want to read this verse to you. It's really good. It's, of course, the need for self-discipline. This is one of the verses that Embrace Movement was founded on, so I hope that you guys enjoy it. The need for self-discipline. 1 Corinthians 9:24. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. This is the verse. Verse 25. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. It's just amazing. The next verse talks about how he will not be running aimlessly or doing anything pointlessly, that he has a goal in mind. And I started going, oh my gosh, I've been training my whole life for, a prize, but I want a crown that's gonna last forever. That sounds so much more important. That sounds so much more lasting. That sounds so much more eternal. So here we are, brings me back to my story. 2 years ago, I felt like, okay, God, am I too content with my life? Should I be, kind of called to something greater? And I told Peter, I said, maybe I should leave fitness. Maybe I should, really dive in after my faith goals and maybe go to seminary and learn as much as I can while I'm young and could maybe even transfer a career into Christian counseling or teaching. And we talked about that and I said, do you think I could ever leave the fitness world without doing a discipleship program for women in faith? And he's like, no. Yes, I think you could leave, but no, probably not without having regrets that you didn't do that. And so I prayed on it for a long time, you guys. And I said, okay, God, if this is it, then give me a name. Give me a name for how I would start something like this. And I started praying so hard, you guys. I would go on 30-minute runs constantly, a couple times a week. And I did that for months. And I would say, okay, God, this is where you're gonna speak to me. I know, tell me what I should call this company or business or whatever I start, this new adventure. And I would be expecting all these things, these spiritual things. I went all these different routes. I was obsessed with the word she, or she's grounded, or she's strong, or she's grounded. Then I loved this verse, so I wanted to do 1 Corinthians 9:25. Maybe that would be, maybe 9:25. Maybe that would be the title of the business. I kept thinking and like everything I liked was taken, and there was nothing that, wasn't taken that I liked. And I was like, okay, God, I guess this is not the time. I guess, you're really telling me to wait. I'm just trying to be obedient and trying to listen to you. And then amazing, it was, several things happened that year, and some things were high and awesome, and some things were really low and just terrible. My mentor, the one I mentioned earlier, she passed away probably 4 or 5 months after I came up with this idea that I wanted to do. And it was hard. It was really, really hard, you guys. Although I didn't experience a low of depression like someone might think that I would if my maid of honor died, I got to trust in the Lord even deeper. He brought me into such amazing waters and tested me and challenged me in my faith. And I was able to like really stand on a strong foundation and feel like, wow, I have confidence that my friend is with Jesus. That's so cool. And I was like praising God, almost like, God, you brought her to you. Why would I be mad at you? You brought her to heaven. You gave her exactly what she was hoping for. Why would I fault you? Why would I be mad at you? Why would I be angry at you? But I still missed her. So I kind of went through that, and I had been talking to her a lot about maybe starting something. And so I kept personal training. I kept teaching my seminars. I kept, being a new wife of a couple years. And then as we got closer, I kept thinking, I think God is giving me this time because I don't feel confident in my faith enough to start something like this. I do not feel ready to teach women about the Bible until I've read more of it and I've studied more of it. And so I started really, really studying, you guys. And I have to tell you that I was so blessed by it. Here I was thinking, oh, I'm going to be preparing for something, whatever that is. I'm preparing. But in reality, God was speaking to my heart, and I was falling deeper and deeper in love with God. I was taking theology courses that lasted 9 months with my girlfriends across the street in an apartment in New York City. I was journaling so much. I went through 3 journals. I was writing so many facts down. I was learning so much about the different characters of the Bible. And I was just like so intrigued that the more I found out the more that I knew, and the more that I grew in, the more that I realized I didn't know. And the more that I realized I had more room to grow. And so even though that sounds cheesy, I have to tell you guys, that is my testimony that led me up to starting this business. That is what brought me this mindset of like, I'm not ready yet. I have more to learn, more to grow in. I want to grow in my faith more. I'm not ready to start it. And then COVID came, you guys, and my job was totally changed. I had 6 private clients. I had gyms all over Manhattan and Queens. I was going to train my clients through subways and whatever. I have a dog. My husband and I, we weren't going to our gym anymore because of COVID. Everything stopped. Ministry stopped. Church nights stopped. My busy lifestyle that did allow for God now all of a sudden I couldn't even access my career. I was teaching seminars in gyms. Well, gyms were closed. And so what did it make us do? It goes, okay, God, I guess maybe this is the time. I thought we would start a family this year. Maybe this is the time we start the business. And then I got pregnant. And then I took a pregnancy test and I found out that even though we had been trying for quite a bit of time, now I was pregnant. Now, March 27th, 2020 is when I found out I was pregnant. I was like, oh my gosh, can I do this? Can I put my whole first year of starting a business, launching a huge project, a huge dream, a huge goal of mine, and also the first time ever being pregnant, can those things be in the same year? Can those things go together? Well, I'm 7 months along. This guy is not slowing down anytime soon. He gets bigger and bigger every day. I am 28 weeks pregnant at the time of making this video, and my due date is in December, and I just can't believe that it's coming closer and closer. You guys, I'm gonna be a mom. I'm, my own boss. I love it. I'm being creative. I'm working out. I'm teaching women about faith. I'm doing exactly what I always hoped I would be doing. But God is doing it all. God is giving me the strength. God is giving me the patience. God is teaching me so much, you guys. It's an amazing journey, and I am so glad I took the jump. So I've had people ask me, did you always want to do this? Did you always think you were ready? And I'm like, no, I did not think I was ready. But you guys, if you're thinking about, even just diving more into your faith, that's what I want to encourage you to do. Because right now, when I'm working this many hours, I am like, how am I going to do this when I have a baby? Oh my gosh, am I crazy? Why did I put these two things together? But God, I know, is going to help me do it. And I was so blessed during those 2 years when I wasn't ready and I was just getting filled up with the Lord. He was opening my eyes. He was coming to me in so many different unique ways. I always felt His presence. I was learning so much. It was that time, you guys, that is fueling me for right now. It is that time that is helping me depend on God and depend on my faith. So if anything, this is not a speech of go for your dreams, go for your goals, launch the whatever. I mean, I could say that too, right? I'm a testimony. I could say that. But if anything, I want to tell you guys, get closer to God now. Research God. Spend time in His Word. His Word is alive and active and powerful. Spend time with good biblical teachers. Get girls around you that can support and encourage you, pray for you, and that you can openly admit your weaknesses, your sin, and have accountability. You guys, this is the Christian life, and there is nothing better that I've ever experienced than the walk of the Christian life.